Okay, welcome back. Tim Davies then, Fastjet Performance, just answering some questions in the car. So I had an email from a guy at Dartmouth going through his flight term, and he's kind of wondering whether he's picked the correct service. Obviously he's in to be a pilot, and he was more in tune with what he was doing with the Royal Air Force, and I guess the University of Essex and everything else he was doing. He wonders whether he should have joined the Air Force and not the Navy. What I said to him is no one enjoys initial officer training, or initial training of any sort really. The idea of initial training is to break it down and rebuild you in the image of the service you join. That's all it is. So what I said to him was take from it what you will, take as much out of it as you can, because actually you'll look back on it, hopefully, as quite enjoyable. I went through Dartmouth back in 98, early 98, spent a year at Dartmouth. It's a beautiful college. And yeah, there are bits there you're thinking this is not relevant to my future career, but you won't realise how relevant those things are until you're actually doing your future career. What they do at these colleges is they break it down and then they rebuild you in the image of the service you have joined. It's very important these steps are taken, and they're taken for a reason. A lot of people coming out of school or university have never had challenges like what they're presented with or going to be presented with in the future. And it's important to test all these attributes and to stress the individual in a controlled environment. And that's what initial officer training or initial training in any service is designed to do. There's actually a graph you can look up. It starts with comfort, goes into stress, and then it falls off the top into panic. No learning takes place in panic, so learning only takes place when the person is stretched. You can look it up. It's probably got some fancy name, I don't know. But either way, if you're living in comfort, the line is quite flat. Your learning is flat. If you are stretched, your learning goes up. And if you're panicked, your learning drops off. So what the colleges are designed to do is to keep you in that stretched zone where they can maximize the learning. They can also test your attributes for the job you're going to be doing later, and they can help you if you're finding it difficult. It's something that everyone has to go through. You can argue about it as much as you want, but you're not going to get to fly military fast jets without going through Britannia Royal Naval College or RF College, Cranwell. Now, same thing with Sandhurst. Yeah, some guys find it rough. Some people quite enjoy it. It's one of those things. Just recognise the fact that in order to fly these airplanes, whether it's an Apache helicopter, whether it's a Typhoon, an F-35, whatever it might be, you are going to have to do a year, best part of a year anyway, at one of these colleges. It's just a given. You'll find it much easier then. I did also say to this guy at BRNC, I said, look, you guys are getting the F-35 in. It's going to be a fantastic platform to be on. And if you don't got an F-35, you've got some great helicopters. You've got Wildcat in now. You've got all sorts of stuff. It's a great place to be. I very much enjoyed my time in the Navy. And I must admit, I do look back on it fondly. I've had about 6 years in the Navy. So again, I don't think it matters what service you join, really. You'll have a great time. What I would say, if you are thinking of joining the services, maybe join the Air Training Corps or the CCF at school or anything like that, and go and have a look at the cadet organisations first, because it will tell you if you don't want to be in the Air Training Corps and you can't dedicate some time to it, then you're probably not going to have a very successful career within the military. The same with the CCF. You know, these places lead in to the forces. So get out there, get yourself about, have a look at what you want to do, and then. So also, if you have been involved in the CCF or the Air Training Corps, the University Air Squadron, the Officer Training Corps, the University Royal Naval Unit, any of these kind of things, then you'll be able to sit in your interview and say, look, I can prove to you how enthusiastic I am because I spent X amount of years, whatever, in one of these organisations. And that can be really important in the interview process, of course, because interviewers, they have a lot of people they're looking at, one of which is you, and they have to make decisions as to who they take. They probably are going to take someone who is enthusiastic and has shown a bit of dedication prior. Right, coming to the end of my journey. Thanks so much, Tim Davies.